you have that gift, you have that talent, and you don't want to just let that go because you were designed for such a time as this. Giving up is the only sure way to fail. And we're back. This is your boy Damien, and welcome to the Bullseye Hustle Show.
Welcome to the Bullseye Hustle Show. Learn how to make more money, create more momentum, and discover more meaning in life while hitting your goals every time with better accuracy and precision. Now, here's your host, Damien Martinez.
Took a little hiatus, explain a little bit about that here in a few, but we're back, excited to be back. And in today's episode, we're going to be going over this topic: how to push dreams and goals forward despite market meltdowns, life setbacks, and personal letdowns. And so with that being said, if you've been watching the news, we're going to hit some current events and some topics because it's nuts out there right now. I mean, right now we're almost in the middle of May, about to jump into summer 2022, and it's insane out there right now when it comes to the market, the economy, what people are headlining, all these different things that really can discourage people to pursue their dreams. They think, man, how am I ever going to reach my goals with this type of economic climate, or what's actually happening out there in the world? I mean, just to show you all a few of the headlines that are out there, not to discourage you, but we're going to, in today's episode, it's going to be pretty cool because I'm going to be mixing in a few 45-second videos from some high-level motivational people and also top-level entrepreneurs to kind of show you that building a business, pursuing your dreams, building passive income, creating the life that you desire by design, not just living by default, all of that all stems in the mind. And there's going to be times in life where punches you in the mouth. It's kind of like what Rocky said, and I think it was Rocky, like the one of the last Rocky movies where he's talking to his son. It's like, it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. And so with that being said, CNN Business, which I'm not a fan of, but they're posting this on their news site today saying Bitcoin crashes, crushing Coinbase, stock plunges again. These kind of things, when you see these headlines, it stirs fear, it stirs hysteria, it stirs just madness, really. Even on the New York Post, check this post: crypto investors panic during market bloodbath. I will lose my home. And you read the article and it's just negative after negative after negative. It's almost like negativity sells. And they know if they start speaking positive, then it's going to change people's mindset, because whatever they put out, whatever the mass media puts out, they literally control the minds of people. So I've learned years ago from several mentors, and just from being self-aware, to not watch the news consistently, to not just believe everything that you hear and see in the media when it comes to actual news channels and outlets. Like when you're listening to podcasts like this or different things on YouTube, different videos, different speakers, guys like Joe Rogan, it could be whoever you're listening to that you enjoy. You'll start to see that there's a lot of more truth, a lot of good things that are happening out there if you just go through the weed. And so, like the weeds of life, I mean, not actual weed, but literally just going through just the crap that is just being put out there. Like, yeah, are times tough right now? Yeah, are they tougher than they have been in the last 6 months? Yeah, absolutely. And we'll talk about inflation and some of the other things. But I want to show you all a video by Steve Harvey. He's such an awesome dude. Love him. He has, he hosts the TV show Family Feud. And in one of his commercial segments, he talks about things are going to be hard either way.
You know what inspired me to become successful? Because when I wasn't successful, I discovered something. It's really hard to be successful. But you know what I also discovered? It's really hard not being successful. It's really hard, man. It's hard not having a career, not having a job, not knowing what you're gonna eat next, not knowing how you're gonna pay your rent, not knowing what your next move is. That's hard. So since it's hard, you as a person just have to make the decision which one of the hards you want. Because it's all hard. But I would rather have something that's hard, that has an upside and a benefit, than to settle for a life that's hard and ain't no upside and ain't no benefit. Because it's hard. When I was homeless, living in a car, it was hard. There was no upside, no benefit. I just said, hold up, man, whoa. I gotta get it together, man. I gotta get on track so I can make this hard count for something. You know, I know that sounds simple, but you'd be surprised how many people don't look at it that way. Well, I don't wanna do that, that's hard. Okay, but if you don't do it, it's finna be hard. I wanna chase my dream, it's gonna be hard. Okay, don't chase your dream and watch how hard that is to sit in your life and realize that you wanted to do more, but you decided not to. And you got to live with that right there. That's hard, partner. That's really hard. That's really, really hard. I would rather be sick to my stomach, trying as hard as I could to be what God created me to be, than to sit in there and settle in my life and just have a life of mediocrity, man. I am not finna do that.
Regardless, like Steve said, like it's gonna be hard either way, so you gotta choose your hard, right? Being poor is hard and being rich is hard. You know, being healthy is hard and being unhealthy is hard. So you gotta just choose your hard. Because no matter what, life is gonna throw a lot of junk at us. It's gonna throw stuff at you. You know, life has thrown a lot of stuff at me over the last 60 days. And you know, it's not about if you get knocked down. Life's going to knock you down at times. It's about if you're going to get back up. And I love what Grant Cardone says, and I want to show you this next clip as well, because he's a multimillionaire. Technically a billionaire. He owns tons of real estate, but he didn't start like that. Definitely was not given a silver spoon in his mouth. He shares about that in a part of this clip. But I want you to hear, because he really tells the audience that he's speaking to at the 10X conference that's hosted in Miami, how to take your life to the next level. And you'll start seeing a common theme, because I'm going to show two other videos towards the end of this episode, that a lot of this stuff all stems in the mind and how we think and your perspective, because how you think determines what you do.
Get somewhere else, you must leave where you are. You will never, and I'm gonna tell you this for everybody in the room, you will never, ever experience great change in your life unless you're willing to give up something that you have right now. Every single time in my life, I have had to give up something I wanted. I'm not talking about getting rid of the bad stuff. You gotta get rid of something that you actually worked for to get. Might have been the house. It might have been, oh, my kids are in the best schools now. It's going to be something painful. For you to get to the next place, you have to give up something that you worked for really, really hard. So I sold my house. One day I had this cognition, hey, to get what you want, you have to give up what you have.
That's how you take your life to the next level. Literally, like, it starts with you. You have to make the conscious decision. I love this quote by Martin Luther King Jr. It says, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Listen to me. If you're watching this or you're hearing this on Spotify or YouTube or whatever platform you're listening to this on, I want to encourage you today to keep moving forward. You might have stopped pursuing your dreams right now. You might have stopped pursuing some of your goals. You might have let some of it fall to the side because of personal circumstances. But I want to encourage you to keep moving forward. You know, if you have to crawl towards that goal line, crawl towards that goal line. You need to keep moving forward, because that's something God put in you. You have that gift, you have that talent, and you don't want to just let that go, because you were designed for such a time as this, for a purpose, and you need to go after it. There's no reason you shouldn't go after it, except when you want to quit. And even then, you shouldn't quit on yourself. I love what Zig Ziglar says. He's a great motivational speaker from like the late 90s, early 2000s, passed away several years ago. But he says this: what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. I'll say that again. What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. Or what I like to say, it's who you become as you achieve your goals. And I've heard this so much by so many entrepreneurs. So they're always talking about, you know, enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, because the destination is actually not the goal. It's who you become during the process. And the whole time I've heard that, I'm like, man, I just want to get to the finish line. I just want to make that $100,000. I just want to make that $1 million mark. I want to do X, Y, and Z. but it's who you become, all the steps, all the challenges, the failures and the setbacks that helps you become the man and the woman you were designed and created to be, so that you can help others along the way. Because there's going to be others behind you that you're going to be able to pull up because of your struggles. Okay. Nelson Mandela said this: "It's always impossible." I love this. It's always impossible till it's done. For years, for decades, people thought that the 4-minute mile could not be ran until it finally was. And within months after that, other people started breaking the record. For years, people thought you couldn't run a mile in 4 minutes. That's impossible. No one's ever been able to do that. And then once it was done, guess what? Everyone else started breaking the record. And so in the midst of all these news and these headlines, I want to show you a couple other ones that's really trying to make people, I feel like it's an attack on people wanting to pursue their dreams and their goals. If you literally just type in inflation news on Google, you'll see CNN talk about another key inflation measure, slow down. Okay, sure. Yahoo Finance, stock market news live updates, stocks resume sell-offs as market attempts to try to recover probably. Latest stock, cryptocurrency, and business news. When you type in inflation news, you'll start to see that things are way more expensive. If you haven't noticed, gas is up like over 25%. Food's up over 20%. Certain housing markets are up over 40% in rent. Like, things are just up, right? So when prices are up, but your income is the same, what do? You have to find new ways to make money. So if you watch some of the earlier episodes, and if you haven't done so, subscribe to the Spotify or to the YouTube channel, because over the next few weeks, I'm going to be bringing on guests who have multiple streams of income. And I know everyone has a different passion. They might have a different knack to what they want to gravitate towards. And so with that, I want to bring on different people so that you can see what you might want to follow and see what fits you. And also just give things a try, because we're in a day and age where you cannot just live off of just one income. You need to have multiple streams of income, especially when times like this happen with inflation, with the news of war, and all these other things that really, I personally feel it's just trying to stop people from pursuing their dreams and their goals. That's just what it comes down to. I mean, you type in recession or the U.S. recession of 2022, check this out. It says this on U.S. News, explain a recession fears grows, but how high is the risk? The Daily Artemirite talks about America inching closer to recession. Once again, fear. CNBC talks about Main Street is convinced that a recession will hit the U.S. economy this year. CNN talks about a recession may be around the corner, but don't panic. Like, these news articles, if you allow it, it will scare you to not do anything with your life. Literally. Because we all have dreams, we all have goals, we all have things we want to do. I don't know who said this, but there's this quote that says, the richest place on earth in the world is in the grave, because that's where all the dreams lie buried with the people who never pursued them, who never took action. I'm sure there's probably cures for cancers, cures for dementia, cures for autoimmune diseases, cures for lots of different diseases, new technologies, and they're all buried because people didn't pursue it because of fear, because they didn't take action. And you might have a revolutionary idea. You might be listening to this right now and you might be like, oh, but someone else can do it. Nah, if it's in you, you need to start going after it. You need to start doing it one step at a time. Even if you're crawling towards it, do something, take some forward movement in it. Okay. And so I want to show you a video by Denzel Washington, where he talks about the power of winning. And he literally talks about how, like, I'm going to win. And it's something I want you all, if you're watching this or hearing this, I want you to listen to my voice. Like, you are a winner. You need to program that in your mind that you are a winner. You woke up this morning, you're breathing, you're kicking, you're alive, you're winning, okay? Things might not be going as well as you might want, but don't worry about that, because those things can be overcome if you just simply keep on moving forward. Check out this video.
Yes, I've been high up on the mountain. I've been blessed. But that's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
And it's lonely up there. Yeah. People don't know that side of it. We did not come this far to just break down and lose now. I'm a winner. I'm going to win. true desire in the heart, that itch that you have, whatever it is you want to do, that thing that you want to do to help others and to grow and to make money, that desire, that itch, that's God's proof to you, sent beforehand already to indicate that it's yours. Aspire to make a difference.
So you are what you are in this world. That's either one or two things. Either you're somebody or you're nobody.
Never give up. Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy. If it were easy, there'd be no Denzel Washington. So, keep working, keep striving, never give up, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. So, keep moving, keep growing, keep learning. See you at work.
Listen, you're a winner. I love what Jim Rohn says. Jim Rohn says motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. So if you want to be a winner, it's not about just being motivated. You might be feeling motivated right now. It's about creating habits that will keep you going, because habits keep you staying disciplined and staying consistent when the motivation sometimes is lacking, when you're lacking motivation. So as you start creating success habits, as you see in one of the earlier podcasts when we talk about success habits, as you start doing that, you start reprogramming your brain, like I talked about in an earlier episode with neuroplasticity. As you start doing those type of things, you start creating these success habits so that where you start winning consistently on a day-to-day basis. Okay? So with that being said, there's one more video I want to show you guys. It's by Steve Harvey. Once again, I want to close it off with him. And he really, in this video, he talks about you have to be willing to take the steps to go after your dreams, to go after your goals. And the reason I'm just using so much other content today is because I want you to see that this is more than just me just trying to push you, just trying to encourage you. Yes, I am trying to do that, but there's people speaking about this all the time. So if you can just hear these different voices, these other people of influence, these other people who were not given a silver spoon. If you actually research some of their stories, they were not spoon-fed anything. They had to struggle through it. But it was in the struggle where they found who they were they able to grow, they were able to refine who they are. And because of that, they are the people who they are that we admire today, but we didn't see them on their come up sometimes. And so I want you to understand that you might be on your come up. Nobody might be recognizing you right now. And that's okay, because honestly, recognition, you don't really need it, you know? But what you need to recognize is that you have that gift and the talent inside of you, okay? So check this video out.
Life, man, because I don't really worry about too much. And I got a lot of challenges, and I haven't always been this way now, you know what I mean? I used to worry about tomorrow, I used to worry myself to death. I don't care. You know how many times they didn't cancel shows of mine? Every time they've canceled a show, God gave me another one. Every time. I got a talk show canceled, and Little Big Shots canceled. They canceled the show. God gave me a Facebook watch show, paid me the same money in 2 weeks that I made in 34 weeks. What? You got to let God do what he's doing. But you got to use your faith, though. You can't allow people to dictate. If you can put that into your equation, folks, faith don't make it easy. Faith makes it possible. You ain't got to worry about it being easy because life's hard, but you just want the possibilities. Anything is possible, man. God got a great life for you if you just check in with him and see what it is. Because the plan you got, his plan way better than yours. I'm telling you right now, I've had some wonderful plans. The moment I stopped and asked God what he wanted, the plan he had, you ever heard old people say, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plan? It's funny, man. It'd be amazing the stuff I planned. And then when I just said, okay, God, give me what you want me to give. And then he gave me way better than I had. That's just a suggestion. You don't have to do it that way, but it's the best way. But if you don't want to do it that way, then just go ahead and do your thing, and I'll see you at the bottom.
I love what C.S. Lewis says. He says, you are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. If you're listening to me today, first of all, thanks for tuning in. Try to keep these short, right around 20 minutes or so. And so I really hope that you walk away today in knowing that regardless of what's happening in the market, regardless of what's happening in your own personal life, with some setbacks or letdowns, whatever the case might be, don't give up. And I end the show with a quote from Mike Tyson. And this is what he says. It's not over until it's over. It's hard to beat somebody that doesn't want to quit. Okay? So keep moving forward. Regardless of your recent failures and setbacks, whether it's a failed business, a failed marriage, getting laid off from work, a broken relationship, family issues, you're going through sibling rivalry, you're not able to lose the weight that you're wanting to do, you feel stuck in life, you experienced a failed friendship, you're discouraged from some recent bad news, whatever it might be, it's okay if life knocks you down. And some of y'all, it might have knocked you off for a little bit, but you're waking back up. And so the mountains of success are typically built on the mountains of failure. Giving up is the only sure way to fail. So don't give up. With that being said, thanks for tuning into today's episode. See you next week.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest from the Bullseye Hustle Show, give us a follow on Instagram and Twitter at Bullseye Hustle, and follow us on Spotify at the Bullseye Hustle Show. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.